From Japan to Brazil, the creamy texture and unique taste of the raw egg is frequently used to enhance many dishes of different cultures. However, what if you could only eat raw eggs? Would there be an effect on the body? On one end, highly nutritious and recommended by Rocky. On the other end, cold, slimy, and potentially a hub for the bacteria Salmonella. Do the rewards outweigh the risks? Are there nutrients lost when cooking eggs? These are just some of the topics and questions I explore in this experiment, consuming only raw eggs for 24 hours. But you gotta focus. Now, quick disclaimer, this entire video is for educational purposes only. The FDA does not recommend the consumption of raw eggs due to possible potential bacteria being on or in the egg known as Salmonella, which can cause basically food poisoning like symptoms. With that being said, according to the CDC, approximately 1 in every 20,000 eggs contains Salmonella. I am going to consent to the risk in this experiment and do my best to not get sick. So because I could just, eat one egg and be like, oh, that's all I'm eating, I'm just eating really light today. No, I'm gonna make the rule I have to consume at least 2,000 calories worth of raw eggs today. It's time for breakfast. Whoa. I was a little nervous, but now I'm actually a lot less nervous looking at how clean and perfect these bad boys look right there. Wow, did I just get super lucky? Look at that. All right, apparently 70 calories each. So for breakfast, I'm going to have 5. All right, here goes nothing. Trying not to get any shell in there. Oh, it shot at me. Doesn't smell bad, so that's a good sign, I think. All right, so I'm really hoping I don't get sick. I'm gonna say a quick prayer. I'm serious, and then we're gonna have some breakfast. Should we get a straw? No. Dude, why am I? Okay, look at. So eggs, specifically the yolks, are jam-packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. However, according to various studies, cooking the egg significantly reduces the antioxidant content, such as eye-supporting lutein and zeaxanthin. Now keep in mind, these aren't completely lost, just reduced. Alright, it didn't really taste that bad actually, it's just the freaking texture. Okay, that was one. And I'm just a weenie, I think, but that texture is just, Now, it has also been inferred that when eggs are cooked at high temperatures, the cholesterol contained in the yolk becomes oxidized. And it has been thought that this oxidized cholesterol could be correlated with a higher incidence of heart disease. It's just the texture, guys, I'm telling you, the texture is terrible. It's like eating a booger. However, there has been a plethora of recent studies not showing a correlation between egg consumption and heart disease amongst healthy individuals. Man, I am just such a weak sauce, aren't I? That's not what we grew this mustache for. Rocky does this all the time, man. That was harder than I thought, honestly. The texture is just the worst, all right? It's like eating a booger. And for someone who has experience eating a lot of boogers when I was a kid. All right, anyways, that's breakfast. I'm gonna work at my computer for a little bit. Then I think we're gonna have a pre-workout meal, hit a workout, then a post-workout meal. Eggs. So I've been working at my computer for a few hours here. Things have been going pretty smoothly. At first when I sat down, my stomach was kind of like, but I think that was just me being a little nervous about consuming these raw eggs. And when I dove into work here and just kind of forgot about, consuming the raw eggs earlier, I started to feel normal. My stomach didn't feel bad. In fact, my entire working session here has actually been very effective. I've been working at a very good rate. I feel very focused. Now, fun fact for you guys, eggs are actually one of the highest containing choline foods out there. Just one egg, specifically the egg yolk, contains approximately 147 milligrams of choline. Now, if you want to put that into perspective, most choline supplements per serving contain around 300 milligrams of choline. Choline is a nutrient that can help with memory, mood, muscle function, and can help with cognitive abilities. People will supplement with choline to get a nootropic-like benefit, so to help improve mental function and even sometimes it help improve workouts in the gym etc. But we're getting it from a natural source, straight from the egg yolk in the raw form. You know, maybe that has something to do with my solid work performance today. I can't say for certain. All I have to say is that work went extremely well. It is the afternoon now. It's time to get a workout in, but first, we need our pre-workout meal. More eggs. Should we polish these off? No, I'm gonna be smart. I think we're gonna do 4 for our pre-workout meal here. I tell you right now, it's the texture more than anything. Just focus. Now, although cooking eggs can damage some of its nutrients, it can actually make others more bioavailable for the human body. One very important to note is protein. One study found that the protein in eggs became 40% more digestible once cooked. The majority of the protein structures in raw eggs are said to be larger, twisted, and harder to break up, thus more difficult to utilize by the body. Once cooked, these protein structures are said to break up and bind with other proteins, making them more easily digestible. Maybe Rocky didn't know this. I'm fine. I feel fine. Nothing's wrong. It's just an egg. Man, the texture is just the texture. All right, I'm gonna actually let that settle for a second, and then we're gonna work out. Okay. So I'm gonna just take a little minute here. Now, one of the best ways to maximize the nutrients in the egg and also maximize the protein bioavailability is a method known as poaching eggs, which is essentially just cracking and cooking an egg in boiling water. Digested for about 30 minutes, feeling all right, ready to go. Let's get this workout in. Now, only having consumed 9 raw eggs so far this day, my workout actually started out pretty well.
I'm actually feeling pretty good right now.
But would this continue?
Let's do this.
Vitamin Beast 2.0. Alright guys, just finishing up day 22 of Bodyweight Beast 2.0. That's my 12-week calisthenics program. If you're interested in this program, you can get it on onlykindsfitness.com. We have hard copies back in stock, so if you'd like to pick up a hard copy like this one, a lot newer though, those are back in stock. And you will also get a free complimentary digital download with a hard copy purchase. If you just want a digital download, those are available as well. And for the first time in history, I'm gonna announce it right here in this video. This is a very special moment. I am going to be providing a coupon for $5 off any purchase of any Only Kinds plan. Just use code FOCUS at the checkout. This is the only time in history I've ever run a sale. This sale will run throughout the end of the year. I appreciate the support with all my heart, and I appreciate all the positive feedback. With that being said, we're gonna finish up this workout with a 1 mile cool down jog, and then we're gonna get our post-workout apocalyptic, highly nutritious protein shake in some more raw eggs. I'm allowed to drink water, right? 0 calories. Oh, that's the best water I've ever tasted. Or I should say textured. Oh man, I feel like I haven't even digested the pre-workout meal yet. Do I look a little bloated, by the way? Alright, post-workout. So we're gonna have the remainder 3 of this dozen. We're gonna open another carton here. And I think we're gonna have 5 more. So I'm gonna have 8. Yo, we're getting fancy post-workout. Yeah. Fresh new batch, man. These Amish eggs, baby. But you gotta focus. So as mentioned earlier, the taste of the raw eggs was actually not bad. In fact, the white part was virtually tasteless. However, the texture, in my opinion, was very repulsive, especially the texture of the white. And silly enough, this was one of the hardest parts of this whole entire experiment for me, was being able to consume enough eggs to hit our calorie goal, with no other food to cut the texture or change the palate up in between each egg. And even though I wasn't experiencing any stomach discomfort due solely to the contents of the egg, the mental aspect of what I was consuming started to cause me to feel ill. Oh man, I listened to music the whole time there. I didn't even hear it though. That was an out-of-body experience. Oh man, I feel a little queasy. So yeah, call me weak or whatever, but I literally had to pace back and forth until this nausea-like feeling would go away from that recent memory of that awful texture. Oh, cold air. Oh, eggs are in there. Do I look a little bloated? So I think that little scare there was all just mental. But yeah, I felt very queasy there for a bit. Oh. Terrible. That was a bad idea. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the store. I need to get some dental floss. Not for myself, actually for my wife. You're welcome, honey. I don't need dental floss today. I don't think any food is getting stuck between these teeth. And then I'm gonna come back here, take a shower, and relax, and hopefully work up an appetite for dinner. Yo, this double pack of dental floss was $9. $9. You could get 3 double packs of dental floss, or you could get a 12-week bodyweight training program for less. Right now, if you use code FOCUS at the checkout, onlykindsfitness.com. Just throwing in a bonus set of biceps, cause we're drinking eggs. Oh, this weight's a little too heavy, frick. Oh yeah, there we go. Pump is kind of subpar, to be honest with you right now, but I think that is literally due to the lack of carbs in today's diet. Essentially, probably close to 0. It's just too cute, I know. So it's approximately 5:24. I'm starting to get actually really hungry, craving almost anything but eggs. I want to show you guys what's on the stove right now. We have about a half a cup of rice, and in the oven, 2 chicken breasts. But they're not for me, they're for my wife. She just got home, she just made this real quick. For me, the only thing on the menu is eggs, yeah. Anyways, so far I've consumed 17 large eggs, approximately 1,190 calories, 102 grams of protein, 85 grams of fat, 26 grams of saturated fat, 3,145 milligrams of cholesterol, 0 carbohydrates. So that's probably why I'm feeling kind of like, we're only about 1,100 calories in. I need to get to my goal of at least 2,000 calories. So for dinner, I'm going to consume 10 more eggs. I think I'm gonna put them in a bowl this time. Scenario. Alright guys, it's dinner time right here. I've got my 10 raw eggs that I've cracked into this bowl. And don't ask me why I'm using a plastic spoon. A metal spoon for some reason just sounded absolutely disgusting. Before I get in, fun fact, eggs are rich in B vitamins. One of the B vitamins eggs are rich in is biotin. Approximately 1 large egg contains 10 micrograms of biotin, which is apparently around 33% of the daily value of biotin. I believe that's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Biotin is a vitamin that can help with hair growth, skin, nail, collagen health, etc. Eggs, man, very nutritious food. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of naturally occurring biotin in today. That is absolutely awesome for my hair, skin, and nails. Are you jealous? You jealous?
I'm not jealous, I'm laughing at you.
Trying to stay optimistic here, but yeah, I want more than anything right now to dig into that pot of rice, but we're just gonna try to finish this challenge just eating only raw eggs, so that's what we're doing. Bottoms up. Ooh. Oh, they're kind of difficult to grab with the spoon. Now, very important contradicting fun fact about raw eggs and biotin. Within the egg white, there is a compound known as avidin, which tightly binds to the biotin in the egg yolk, making it unavailable for absorption. In fact, consuming a large amount of uncooked egg whites can actually result in a biotin deficiency. What is that? Oh, gosh.
It's so gross. I don't know why you're not gagging right now.
Now, cooking the egg denatures the avidin. Thus is why cooked eggs are said to be a better, more bioavailable source of biotin than raw eggs. I feel like I'm getting better at doing this. I feel like it's the yolks that aren't that bad though. Like, these whites are so slimy. The yolks actually kind of taste good. They don't taste like oh, they're super amazing, but honestly they would taste decent maybe if they had like some salt on them or something, but I'm not allowing myself to do that. What have you got for yourself here?
All right, I have a kale salad with garlic salt, lemon juice, and olive oil, and sushi rice with an oven roasted chicken breast and basically spicy mustard.
It's a bro meal with a salad.
Yeah, that's how I eat.
Oh man, as simple and just basic as that sounds, nothing sounds better right now. I want a bite of that chicken so bad and some of that rice. Oh my God. I did this to myself, alright? Alright, I got 5 left. More fun facts about egg yolks. Did you know gram for gram, egg yolks actually contain more protein than their egg white counterpart? Also, most people who are allergic to eggs react more poorly towards the egg white portion than the egg yolk portion. Now, the egg white portion is primarily protein, while the egg yolk portion does contain a higher amount of fat and saturated fat, but also, like I mentioned earlier, is the main source of the vast array of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
Oh.
Alright guys, so just ate 10 yolks, but I just can't get the whites down. So I basically have this bowl of whites right here. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the whites into this Pyrex container, airtight container. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge and probably just save it for never, honestly, you know. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at all those. Oh man. So I'm gonna have to adjust my calories to take out the whites, but luckily the whites aren't that many calories, so it shouldn't affect my overall amount of calories I've consumed so far. But yeah, right now I'm like full. Feel kind of a little bit bloated. I feel alright. Don't feel sick. I just feel like I don't want any more eggs. I really want some rice or something, but I'm just gonna sit down and watch some TV with my wife as she eats another chicken breast. One thing that should be noted, if it isn't obvious already, is that being someone who is used to consuming a balanced diet, my cravings for carbohydrates was on a whole new level. For only eating raw eggs, I was essentially going keto. Alright, these are the leftover egg whites that I just couldn't get down with dinner. So I'm not actually eating these right now. What I'm doing is I'm gonna weigh them out, measure them so I can deduct them from my calories, and then I can fill in the blanks with some whole eggs that I'm just gonna stir together and eat for dessert so that I can get over 2,000 calories. Put this bowl on here. So 291 grams of egg whites. 300 grams of egg whites is only 144 calories. Is this all right? Okay, so about 150 calories for 300 grams of egg whites. So far we have consumed 27 eggs, minus 300 grams of egg whites. I'm having low carb brain right now. That's 1740 calories. I want to get over 2,000, so I think that's only like 2 more eggs or so. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we get over 2,000 calories, and I'm gonna have 5 more eggs, and that's gonna bring my total, at least egg yolks, up to 32 today. All right, 5 more. You know what, I'm not even breaking the yolks, all right? I can break the yolks with my teeth. That's what I've been doing, and it works totally fine. Focus. Fighting through the final 5 eggs and their repulsive texture, also in the back of my mind was the fear that if one or multiple of these eggs was contaminated with the dreaded salmonella, would I in fact be experiencing the ill consequence of that in the hours or days following this experiment? Well, according to the CDC, with most incidences of salmonella-induced illness, Symptoms are made present within 6 hours to 6 days after exposure. So essentially, I wasn't even out of the woods until days after finishing this experiment. But with that being said, and with hope in my heart that none of these eggs were contaminated with an excessive amount of salmonella, I powered through and finished for a total of 32 eggs, minus 300 grams of egg whites. Now, I just want to make it clear, I'm not trying to cause any unnecessary fear, I'm just covering some of the risks I assumed during this experiment. With that being said, there are plenty of cultures around the world that have been utilizing raw eggs in dishes for years without many incidences of salmonella foodborne illness. On top of that, it is just also important to understand that there are risks when consuming any form of raw food, such as raw fish and sushi, other raw meats and other dishes, etc. While preparation of the dish has a lot to do with its edibility, so does the quality of the product. But with that being said, all of the slimy texture of the eggs mentally had me feeling queasy once again after finishing this challenge. 32 minus 300 grams of whites. That was my phone.
Did you drop your phone downstairs?
Yeah. See that? So, closing in on 10 o'clock. So right now I'm actually extremely hungry. Like, I feel like I could just eat anything except for more raw eggs. That just sounds absolutely repulsive, but like pineapples or like an orange, something like that just sounds so good right now, something sweet. But at the same time, I kind of feel a little bit bloated. Also, if you can't tell, I do have like a bit of a headache. I do think what I'm actually maybe going through is like carbohydrate withdrawal, like just from having essentially 0 carbs today. Like, that's it. I'll let you know if anything changes throughout the night. Hopefully everything just stays okay in here. Going to bed and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So it is 6:42. So I still have a little over 2 hours until I can eat anything other than eggs. Right now, how I'm feeling is I'm actually feeling extremely hungry. Like I want to eat something, just not a raw egg. I'm also really cold, so I'm gonna put on some long sleeves. To hit the 24-hour mark, I need to make it till 9 o'clock, so I have just over 2 hours until it reaches then. All right, hallelujah, guys. We literally just passed the 24-hour mark. It's like 9, almost 30 right now. Oh. My mouth is watering right now. My first essentially carbohydrate in over 24 hours. Man, you could have peeled that better. Wow, I can smell that. Best banana I've ever tasted. Bliss. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna enjoy this, then we're gonna get to the conclusion, see if there's any differences in before and after, and what I learned. Alright guys, so I'm feeling so much better after I got to eat that banana. Anyways, that challenge was rough. But to conclude, in the 24-hour period that we survived only eating raw eggs, we consumed approximately 32 large brown raw eggs minus 300 grams of egg whites for a total of approximately 2,100 calories, busting through our goal of 2,000 calories. 160 grams of protein. If I would have eaten those egg whites, it would have been 192 grams of protein. 160 grams of fat, consisting of 48 grams of saturated fat and approximately 5,920 milligrams of cholesterol. And then a variety of other vitamins and nutrients found in the egg yolks. With that being said, did I get yoked in only 24 hours? Did my body composition change in any way? Well, first of all, in just 24 hours, I lost about 3 pounds. Now, I absolutely do know that it's not just like magical fat loss. It's probably a drop in water weight due to the lack of carbohydrates I consumed in my diet. 1 gram of carbohydrates takes up 4 parts water when you consume it when you're glycogen loading. So that is a huge reason why if you work out very intensely and don't eat any carbohydrates and you sweat a lot, you'll lose a lot of weight. You're losing a lot of water weight and you're losing a lot of glycogen weight. And I think that's what happened because yesterday all we had was essentially protein and fat, and we worked out, but we didn't replenish any of the carbohydrates we lost, thus also not replenishing that glycogen as effectively as well. So I think that's playing the biggest part of the 3-pound weight loss. Speaking of noticeable results, does my body look any different than it did after eating only raw eggs for 24 hours? Let's take a look. It doesn't look like much is different, but if you look closely, what I am observing is from the front view, it surprisingly looks to me like I am more flat looking, like a little bit less defined than I was 24 hours before doing this challenge. This is probably due to that loss of glycogen and losing a little bit of muscle volume, because a lot of glycogen is stored in the muscles. However, from the back view, it actually looks like I am potentially more dry in the after photo, or I appear more ripped looking from the back after only consuming raw eggs for 24 hours. And I don't think this has anything to do with the magic of raw eggs. I think it more so has to do with the lack of carbohydrates I had for the last 24 hours, therefore drying the water out, maybe making me look a little bit more ripped. Obviously, it's very minute, you kind of have to look close, but just from what I can tell, that's what it looks like. The side views look relatively the same. One thing I do have to note, surprisingly to my surprise, is I actually look a little more bloated after consuming the raw eggs as opposed to the day before. I thought I would actually have a flatter stomach from consuming less fiber, but maybe there's something about the rawness of the egg causing a little more bloating. Maybe I'm not used to it, or maybe it's just a coincidence. I did not pass a stool today. That is also something to note. So far so good. It's been done. How do I feel right now? I feel totally fine. I actually feel totally normal. I don't feel ill or sick or anything like that. Most incidences of salmonella food poisoning will be noticed in up to 72 hours. So at the end of this video, I'll give you a quick follow-up a couple of days from now. Hopefully I'm still okay. So it has been well over 96 hours since we ended the nothing but raw eggs for 24 hours experiment, and thankfully, praise the Lord, my digestion feels totally fine. We passed a number 2 the other day. Everything looked normal. I don't feel queasy or sick in the stomach. I don't feel like I got any negative implications from eating those raw eggs. Then again, I chose higher quality eggs, etc., etc. And then again, once again, it is recommended by the FDA to cook your eggs. I just did this for educational purposes only. Hope you guys enjoyed this experiment. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned. More experiments coming out, more product reviews coming out. Next week's gonna be an interesting one. I hope you guys are ready for it. If you're interested in my bodyweight training program, Bodyweight Beast 2.0, go to onlykindsfitness.com. Check that out. Thank you so much for all the great feedback. Hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.